This is a podcast of 98FM's Dublin Talks. Remember, catch the show live Monday to Friday at 10 a.m.
98FM's Dublin Talks with Adrian Kennedy.
98FM.
Andrew, you witnessed the looting that took place at that store last Friday, and your point on this is it wasn't just a couple of people.
Oh no, there was like a significant amount of people there. Like, I mean, I'm not by all means saying that majority of people in the area were doing it, but there was more than just a couple of people. You know, like I was seeing like parents and kids coming out of the place with like bloody trays of Terry's chocolate oranges. You know, it was madness. It was absolutely crazy.
And when you say you saw countless people, like how many are we talking about?
Well, the looting, so me and my girlfriend actually went down because we heard about it, and we were like, oh my God, we have to kind of go witness this ourselves. So we strolled on down, and we saw probably about 50 people kind of around the area. So not all of them were going in and looting stuff, but one of the bystanders there was saying that it had been going on for hours, and that like the place inside was basically cleared out and stuff, and there were kids walking around with like bottles of wine and stuff like that. It was mad.
So give me a profile of these people. What ages are we talking about? You're talking about whole families.
Literally all ages, I swear to God. There were old people, there were young people. It was just literally anyone who like felt the need to just go in and take whatever they wanted did it. It was crazy. Now, don't get me wrong, there are loads and loads and loads of upstanding people up there, but like, I mean, there were still a good few going in and taking advantage of the situation.
Right, okay, so we're talking maybe 50 people.
50 to 100, I'd say, easily.
Yeah, and is it fair to brand 70,000 people in the greater Tallaght area because of the behaviour of 50?
It's awful that they're getting the name because of these, you know, just moralist people, I suppose.
I mean, I was talking to somebody yesterday who was talking about how she is pleading with her son not to buy a house in Tallaght because of what happened, which I think is very unfair. That you know, that incident, yes, it happened, it was bad, it should never have happened, but it's not like that happens in Tallaght every week.
No, not a lot. Like, I mean, you don't, like, if you heard, if people were driving diggers into Lidl's and stuff all the time, you'd hear about it all the time, you know. The fact that this was such a kind of mad thing happening on social media where it was just like, oh my God, everyone is paying attention to this, just kind of proves that it's not a thing that happens all the time, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. If you were Lidl, would you want to open a store there again?
I can understand why they wouldn't, but I would, because they do like the community up there needs them, because of like how handy it is. They make so much business. Like any time I'm up there, the place is jam packed. Like the lines are huge. People are buying loads of stuff. You know, they're making a lot of business up there. However, at the same time, a digger did get drove into it, so that's kind of a bit wild. So I can understand, and obviously, yeah, so as someone mentioned earlier, the insurance, like, obviously would skyrocket now in the area because of that. So I would, but that's just me as a person, because I can kind of sympathise with the people up there, because, you know, I know that not everyone up there is a knob. So, yeah,
exactly. So, okay, you can understand if Lidl decided they were not going to open again in the area. You could understand that.
Yeah, I can understand it, like looking at it as a business, but as just like a regular Joe, I'd be quite disappointed if they didn't. Something else is kind of in the areas. The houses up there are probably going to drop in price now as well because of the kind of stuff going on. So. That's because I know they were building new houses like right beside the place as well. Well, not right beside it, but like not too far from it. So I'd say those.
I believe that the estate right beside it is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, the one. Well, there's one down the road, like across from the Lewis line, that's like literally getting built as we're speaking now, and it's absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. But I'd say now with all this kind of like sadly the bad name that the area is getting now, it's gonna probably get lowered in price, which I suppose could somewhat be good for some people, but, you know, it's not ideal for, you know, the actual people who made the houses and stuff. But yeah.
All right, Andrew, thank you for your call. Our telephone number is 6797 981. Text or WhatsApp the programme on 0877 98 98 98. Katie, you're on 98 FM. Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Now, Katie, you also witnessed some of the looting last week.
Yeah, I was actually coming back to my mother-in-law's and we were walking up towards the roundabout in Fortunestown, and some fella who was walking past us says, "Oh, go up and do your shopping in Lidl, they're looting the place." So I turned to my husband and I said, "Oh, Lidl's is open, you know." And he says, "Okay, we'll walk up and we'll have a look." And I turned around and I said to him, "What does looting mean?" And he says, "They're basically robbing the place." I was like, "Oh," but it hadn't dawned on me what exactly, you know, the extent of it was. I just thought maybe it was open and there wasn't enough security and they were still taking stuff even though it was open. So we walked up anyway, and when we got outside Lidl, there was gangs like from kids from, say, 5 and 6 right up to, I'd say, in their mid-20s on both sides of the road. And when we got, we said, right, there's something going on here. So we walked into the car park and I said, right, there's definitely something going on here. It was just strange. There was no cars in the car park. The shutters were down. There was no lights on the place. But yet everyone else was still walking in and out with stuff. And I witnessed a girl about my age, which is mid-30s, coming out with handfuls of chocolate with a smile on her face. And as I looked into the porch, I could see kids, I'm not joking, from, like I said, 5 or 6 in the place taking stuff. So I said to my husband, "Get out of here," you know. We walked outside the car park and
at what point did you realise that this was actually looting, that they were taking stuff?
Well, I kind of guessed that, you know, when the place, like I said, there's something going on. The lights are off. The shutters are down, apart from the door, the only door that was open. But I think it was just, we kind of knew that they were taking stuff out of it, but we didn't know that the place was actually closed and they were actually after robbing the place. Like, it was just, it didn't dawn on us what was going on because it was just mad.
Okay,
you know?
now, our previous caller there said between 50 and 100 people.
There was loads.
Would it have been that many?
We got there about, I'd say, 4:30. No, say about 5 o'clock. And the place, I'm not joking, on each side of the road, I actually thought there was some sort of like a snowball fight going on between all the kids. There was that many. And I was saying maybe it's between one side of the estate and the other. You know, because we didn't think that something so serious was going on. But anyway, when we got outside the car park, some fellas, like the 2 fellas that said they were in their 30s, they said, "Oh, just get at night." And I turned and I looked at them and I said, "No," you know. But as we kind of walked in through the estate, we could see kids like with crates of drink, like as young as 9 and 10. The older fellas were already drinking the drink outside the estate. And one woman in particular, a black woman, ran in front of us, like was running to Lidl to see what she could get. And she fell flat out on her face in front of us. Like she was running to get across to get stuff. My friend witnessed a woman with a suitcase coming out of the place after filling her suitcase. So it was just madness. Like it still hasn't kind of sunk in.
So what sort of a woman was the woman with the suitcase?
Yeah, some black woman from across the road in the housing estate, right across from Lidl, came out with a suitcase. Another girl, another woman with 4 bags in her hands of stuff coming out of Lidl. Now, like I said, when we were at the roundabout in Fortunestown, before we even got up that far, there was men, and I'm not saying black men or women, white women and men, like in their 50s, coming down the road with bags of stuff, with crates of drink, the same crate of drink that we seen the kids with. So it wasn't only, like a lot of people are giving the black people a hard time on Facebook, as I saying, but it wasn't only.
It wasn't just, yeah. Let's make that perfectly clear.
White people involved as well, and as up as far as that as we seen, because there's no other shop open. They were walking down the road, like I said, with the same.
Okay, but it's not like there were people desperate for milk and bread. These were people robbing anything they could get their hands on.
Yeah, and like I could say, there was the same crates of drinks that the people in their 40s and 50s were bringing down towards the Fortunestown roundabout, like as if they were heading towards, you know, Glen's Game, Brookview, all their area. So it wasn't only people that lived.
And were they even attempting to like cover their faces, or did they just think, "God, this is grand. The store is open. We'll just go in and help ourselves"?
No. The majority of them already had. It could have been just because it was so cold out. Anyway, a lot of them had got kind of like face scarves on them, but like some of them.
They weren't intentionally concealing their identity.
Not that I've seen.
No.
No.
Final question, Katie. Should Lidl reopen again on that site?
Well, I think for the people that do live local, it's unfair that it doesn't because of what happened. But at the same time, you can understand why, because of the carry-on that went on. Like, it's like something you see in a movie. Like, you still can, like, you walk by and you say, oh my God, right, okay, they robbed the place, which is bad, but the fact that they went to the extremes with diggers to pull it down, like, it's just...
I mean, I don't think any of us, I hope none of us will ever see anything like that ever again. Jay, you actually previously worked as security in Lidl, in that store.
I did, Adrian, yeah.
In that store, okay. And your point on this is...
the Garda and Tallaght, they're highly resourced. But
highly under-resourced, you mean?
Under-resourced, yeah.
Yes.
Big time, Adrian. Because if I call them, I'll be waiting nearly an hour and 45 minutes. And they ring the station for the guards, and then the guard will send a car from Farnham to say that they're under-resourced, we've no cars in the area.
Right, okay.
So they badly need more guard in the area.
And I think that is the overwhelming opinion. Well, it's actually statistically accurate that they are under-resourced compared to similar Garda stations around the country for the population. Part of the problem, I understand, Jay, is that they couldn't get down the road the other night because of the snow.
Because of the snow, yes, that's understandable, yes.
But you're saying in general it's a problem?
In general, yeah, it's a problem. But Adrian, Lidl shouldn't back down from these scumbags.
And as a matter of interest, if you were Lidl, having worked there, having seen the trade, having seen the sort of shoplifters that you might have to deal with and everything else, would you reopen?
I would indeed, yes, Adrian.
You would?
I would, 100%, yes. I wouldn't back down from these lads.
Okay,
no
did it appear to you to be a very profitable store?
Highly profitable, Adrian, highly. Like, there's 3 in the area. There's 3 Lidls in the area. And that's the best one in the whole of Tallaght.
Right, okay, so it's very profitable.
Like people that live down beside the stadium, where the other Lidl is,
yes,
they actually drive up to Fortunestown because they can get decent parking and they're not waiting long in the queues. Okay,
so you would reopen if you were them, having worked there and seen it for yourself?
Yes, and the community is unbelievable, Adrian. The local community, and they're all backing down. What's your man's name there again, Adrian, that said that he wouldn't reopen?
There's a few people saying that they wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah, but it's going to be a highly inconvenience for the local community, like in Ardmore and City West and all. Like, they only have Duns there, and that's it. Like, if Lidl closed down there, Aldi's going to jump in there straight away on that site. If Lidl pull out, Aldi's going to jump in there like a leak.
All right, so you would definitely reopen, but the main problem you believe, and it's something I was writing about earlier on, the way in which the Gardaí are stretched and under-resourced in Tallaght, probably...
It's not because of the snow, Adrian.
No, I know that.
It's an ongoing issue.
But may lead, and I believe this, leads to people thinking they can get away with stuff like what we witnessed last week with the looting and all of that, because
7 days a week because
in reality,
from the Garda.
Yeah, because in reality they can get away with it.
Yeah, exactly.
The voice of the city.
98FM's Dublin Talks.
With Adrian Kennedy.
We're live every morning from 10 on 98FM.